Alright guys, got a little bit of an update. So I was able to take the tires off, or the wheels off. I put the truck up on jack stands and I sent the wheels out to get the tires mounted. It's actually tough to find a shop that could work with 12-inch rims because a lot of them, the smallest they go is 14. But I did find a shop that could handle 12-inch wheels. I was close to calling some motorcycle shops because I know they deal with smaller diameter wheels, but I got lucky. In any case, here's the update. Okay, so I was able to finally get the truck painted. I used a Rust-Oleum gloss white. The paint actually went on pretty nicely. I was a little bit worried about how I was going to lay down. The issues I had was with the primer. I tried to use a Rust-Oleum primer and it was complete garbage. Not the primer itself, but the spray nozzles were leaking and causing drips and all sorts of stuff. So I ended up using a Duplicolor primer sealer, which had a much nicer spray nozzle, and but then the paint itself was all Rust-Oleum. So you could see it's not a super high gloss, but it's pretty decent for a rattle can paint job. I also did the winter camo application with a dark gray and winter gray. Those are the names of the colors. This was the very first panel I did, and I don't know why it came out with texture when the rest of the paint was gloss, and I retouched it afterwards, but it still kept the texture. I think it was just because I didn't shake the can well enough, or it was too cold or something. This one's still masked up, but you could kind of see this one that I kind of pulled some of the masking tape off of, and I think overall it's going to look pretty cool. I don't know if I mentioned that I was going to try to do a winter camo or snow camo on the vehicle. I also did the bed. You can see there, walking around the back here, again, I still have to pull the masking off of this, but swing around. This is the back of the cab. Tried to do some alternating patterns over the roof, and still have to do a couple of touch-ups on the bumper. Okay, so got the pickup up on jack stands. Wheels were removed. What I did was I took them to a tire shop, had them remove the tires, brought them back, and I painted them with VHT wheel paint. I believe this color is called graphite. It's a very dark silver, basically. I think it'll look pretty sharp against. I didn't want to go with black wheels because a lot of these I see with black wheels, but these are the Sun F tires. They have a pretty cool yellow badge on them. Let's see how long that lasts before it wears out. But 25 by 8 inches wide. The rim itself is only 3.5 inches wide, so I was a little bit worried whether or not it would fit, and I think it's pretty cool. It kind of has a balloon effect, which actually I like. I don't think very wide wheels will look good on this vehicle, but here's a little, this is the spare, so I don't have a tire mounted on that one yet, but this will give you a good indication of the wheel diameter difference. So you could see overall you got a good, wow, I mean it's probably like 4 inches overall diameter. Actually, let's see, take a tape measure to it. Alright, so yeah, it probably went from 21 to 25, so about 4 inches overall diameter. So I also got these guys. This garage is like an obstacle course. They're 1.5-inch wheel spacers. I didn't know if the wider tire was gonna make the tire rub on the suspension and on the brake system, because it goes, I figured it will go just as far as it bows out, it will bow in as well. So that will space out the wheels, clear it from any suspension. And what else? The other thing is there's the hubcaps. I don't know if I'm gonna keep them on or not. It depends. If I could find like little center caps that will fit in there, I would just like to keep the steel wheels visible, especially on the rear, because you got that grease cap on there, and on the front wheel you got that castellated nut that kind of just sticks out. So not sure yet. So the next step, because I don't even know if these wheels would actually fit on the truck, is to do a lift kit. So got a 2-inch lift kit. So get this. Basically, all this is basically a spacer. So the strut tower has these 3 holes. So instead of mounting the strut to the strut tower, I'll mount it to this, and this in turn mounts to the strut tower. The other thing about, so I have this adjustable camber plate, which will mount to the strut tower and then will allow me to adjust the camber, hopefully, because the issue with lift kits on the front end is you get positive camber, and that puts a lot of stress on the CV joints. So I'll that's where I am right now. Probably gonna get some work done tomorrow. If the weather is nice, I'm actually focused on respraying the tailgate. I'm sorry, the bed with the liner, and also the inside of the tail and side gates. Right now they're still in primer, so I'll get that done in the bed liner. Okay, so here's another look at the lift kit for the front. So basically I got a 3/8 18 threaded screw. It's a very high grade bolt. It's L9, and this will bolt onto the strut tower, and then this will bolt onto the strut. And then the idea is that you will have, I don't know why it's an L-shaped slot. I have no idea why it does that. But the idea is that you could kind of get your camber to be negative and bow out, because when you lift, the wheel is parallel, but when you lift it, you get positive camber, which is no good. So you need to, I guess, by that slot allows you to move the strut back again. So the next step is to remove the seat. So see, there's a bolt there. I believe there's a bolt. Oh boy, that's dark. There's a bolt inside the center console. There's a panel I gotta remove, and then I gotta dig around, because I think, oh, here you go. There's one here on the front of the seat, and there's one on the opposite side. So I think once I get that, I'll have access to the strut tower right here. The other seat just lifts up like a jump seat, so I don't have to worry about taking the seat out.
Ryan Little.
Okay, so I got the seat out. Looks like I removed a screw that I shouldn't have. That keeps the console in place. It's the screw that should go down there instead of that one. But in any case, I think it's interesting what's under here. I don't know what this, I guess this is the AC condenser. It's got, man, this filter looks like like it just will disintegrate if I touch it. So I'm not gonna touch it. I'll just you know, avoid messing with it, because if it ain't broken, don't fix it. That's my motto. So but now I have access to the strut tower. One thing I did not expect was this crossbar here. I guess that's the seat support. So the same screw that holds the seat in place also secures this strut. It looks like I just have to remove the screw on that end, and be careful because there's some electronic components that are attached to this as well, and it looks like there's a small screw on the console that holds onto this crossbar as well. So I just have to take care not to mess that up. And I think now I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. I'll it's kind of late today, but I'll remove these 3 bolts. Hopefully the strut should drop down, and then I could put the spacer in, and I'm hopeful that'll go on without a hitch. Alright, thanks for watching.